Alright, everybody, welcome back to episode 4. Now, as you may have noticed with 2 and 3, I tried recording all of the audio separate to sort of see. Basically, what I did is I just went back through and repeated most of what I had said, if it was of any import, and then just added a couple of random thoughts. I'm going to see just how episode 2 and 3 come out, and then I'm going to go back to recording my voice live sort of as this goes, and I just across those 4 episodes I'll get a sense of what I like best, and hopefully you guys will get a sense of what you guys like best, and you'll be able to let me know in the comments section below. So yeah, episode 1 was pretty much all recorded in one take. Episodes 2 and 3, I redid the voice to eliminate any background noise, and then episode 4, we're going to do it all in one take again. I really didn't want to stop recording right where we were at, even though I wanted to get all of episodes 2 and 3 done. So just so you're aware, 2, 3, and 4 are all going to happen in one big block. They might come out over the course of a couple of days, just because of how much editing episode 2 and 3 is going to take. But anyway, welcome back to episode 4. We're still on the run. We still haven't found a portal, and I'm still very scared. Also, the Mosquito is still derping out, and I'm really disappointed because when I was testing these things, I did not have this problem. So, future editing Zicargo here. Figure I might as well add in this. I'm not overall happy with the quality of the video recorded this way, but I am going to upload it because I'm looking for some feedback. I know a lot of people ask for comments in the YouTube section, but I really am curious whether people would like to see 2 or 3 uploads a day, or whether you guys would like to see one quality upload every day, or somewhere in between, stuff like that. I think it's genuine to do it all in one take. I don't think it's as genuine to go through and redo all the voice lines, but let me know what you think. Okay, I see a red portal. Red portal is better than nothing, but not ideal. It should still give us some time to recoup and build, so I might have to go there. I guess for now we'll just keep exchanging fire and running away. Don't really have a better plan. I'm hoping for a green or a blue, but it seems unlikely. Yeah, unfortunately these mosquitoes aren't really cutting it. I'd hate to do a redesign of them, although maybe we could upsize them a little bit and do a bit of a redesign. To be honest, I wanted to use the quad anti-air gun simple weapons on that design, but I didn't. It ended up, I don't know, the something about having a face of 2 giant 150 casemates appealed to me a lot more. Maybe I should split the difference. I could go for a pretty lanky look. God, this thing is not taking damage. Yeah, I could go for a real scrawny look by using these guns on it. And I could probably fit a few of them. But yeah, we need to go through a portal. So I guess I might as well explain that now that we finally found a portal. In the adventure mode, enemies spawn, the kinds of enemies that spawn are based on the difficulty modifier. And the longer, there's a couple things. So first, yeah, right here. Warp difficulty 1. That's one of the modifiers that determines what spawns and how dangerous it is. Another thing that determines how much stuff spawns is how much you've traveled. And a third thing that determines how much it spawns is how much time you've spent in a zone. So if you sit still, you can be safe for quite a while. But as the faster your craft is and the more you move around, the more likely you are to instigate a spawn. The other thing is, when you go through a portal, there is a grace period wherein nothing can spawn and the only way to trigger spawn is through movement. So if you go through a portal and then immediately sit still, you have quite a window to build on your craft and make improvements. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go through that portal and I'm going to make some hull adjustments. And we're probably going to call that this episode. And then we'll go back into the build mode and we're going to do a refit for the Mosquito. Probably going to upscale it a little bit, change its weaponry around. We have 100,000 resources in the bank right now. And so we could definitely stand to improve this design, make it a little bit bigger. It needs to fly a lot better, as in not flip itself over and crash into the water every single time it tries to fight. And yeah, I'm not too happy. The failsafe doesn't seem to always work on it. It seems like it occasionally blows itself out of the sky. It also seems like it can't reliably see the battery. Or rather, I guess it's not getting battery, but that's fine. And I might try out making it a fully electric vehicle to remove the part of the infrared signature. Just because you can run stuff on battery power that you transfer over from the main craft. So we might be able to have an RTG bank transferring power over to a little vehicle. That might be really good. I'm glad to not be dead, honestly. That was a really hairy fight. Constantly surrounded by stuff. It's a good thing that most of those ships look like early game Deepwater Guard. And while some of them are fast enough to catch us, they'd have to come in a straight line at us, and they're not doing that. So the only thing that was within range we did manage to shoot off. Honestly, getting that transient and that other freighter as like the first two spawns, I have no idea how lucky that is. It feels very lucky, considering that the other like 7 spawns were small combat craft that aren't, barely worth anything to kill, that have the potential to kill me. Having freighters spawn is really something else. Now, some people might say, why are you using lightweight alloy? Why not metal? And the answer is, I want this thing to be fast. And if you have a problem with the craft being too buoyant, you can always add on some lead. And that's very cheap. So what am I going for? I want a carrier that can drop a couple resource buoys at the back that sort of holds a number of hover tanks directly above it, kind of facing outwards, and then releases those when it gets into a combat scenario. So what's coming into my mind is, I don't know how many of y'all have played Supreme Commander, but in Supreme Commander 2, there is a Cybran Navy ship that is an aircraft carrier / factory, and it's kind of like a double hull sort of design. So I think I might go for something like that. Come on. Okay, we're through. Now it's time to stop moving. Alright, so double hull design. We'll treat this as the bridge in between them, and then we'll start going down. I'm going to say that to start with, we'll go 7, so we'll leave a 5x5 on the interior. And then as far as length, I'm probably going to want to extend it a little bit, although not too much. And upside down is looking a little bit disorienting, so let's find the center of mass. And I'm going to separate these off into some sort of compartment sizes. So I want the first set of compartments to be either 3x3 or 5x5 vertically, because a 5x5 I can put a nice fuel engine, and 3x3 you can do all the stuff you need to with batteries, smaller radiated cooled engines, all the material storage that you need, so on and so forth. So to start with, it's going to be something like this, giving us the option for either an unarmored 5x5 or a slightly armored 3x3. And we're making it out of light alloy because that's going to reduce our weight, increase our buoyancy, and most importantly, because it doesn't weigh very much and it's very buoyant, it's going to give me a lot of control as to how I want this thing to sit in the water. So with some strategic placement of lead, I can balance it how I want to, which is something that's a huge advantage you get out of making something out of light alloy. It is true, metal's much more durable, but you know, sometimes the best thing that you can do for your own durability is to not get hit. Do I just want to go double all the way? You know what? Honestly, we're just going to go double light alloy all the way. And we'll go over here and we'll just do this. I don't think I want to use fuel engines very much. I like the idea of having a bank of RTGs and having a bank of batteries and sort of just temporarily deploying the combat craft. So we'll go to the RTG banks first. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use heavy armor. Now, I'm not using heavy armor because I'm expecting this to be in the way of other stuff. I'm using heavy armor because it's a really cost-effective way to EMP-proof something. And RTGs are extremely expensive. So trust me, I'd much rather lose this heavy armor than I would lose what I'm going to have attached to it. Now, something else you'll probably notice me do quite a lot with heavy armor is instead of using the beams, I'm going to use the poles. And the reason has to do with, technically, they're spaced armor. Because if you know what spaced armor is, the pole functions as spaced armor. It also functions as EMP. It's also less ridiculously heavy. So, yeah. Yep. All right. Okay, looking at the time, we're coming up here on the end to episode 4. Thank you all very much for watching. What I'm going to do in between now and next time is probably jump into the creative mode and do sort of a rebuild of the Mosquito, making it a little bit larger, arming it a little bit better, and most importantly, making it so that it can actually fly. Really quick, to just cover the actual design intention here, it's going to be a double hull. So this middle pit is probably going to be more like a citadel. And then on the sides of that, we're going to have a few guns on the main thing, but not too many. Probably some arc fire casemates, simple weapons, but nothing too fancy. But then what we're going to do is we're going to set up docking stations. So I should hopefully be able to have a couple of the refitted Mosquitoes docked to either side. I'm thinking maybe 6 in total. And then I'm also going to have a couple out the back to drop these resource buoys. And I'll have probably one of them, maybe 2. I don't know. We'll end up seeing how much room we have for it on the build and how big they are compared to it. But yeah, I want to have a whole bunch of sub-vehicles. And I want to release a little army to keep everything busy. One of the things that's overwhelmed me the most in previous adventure mode playthroughs is just being swarmed by stuff whenever the proverbial shit hits the massive ceiling fan. Don't ask how it got up that high. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, that's what goes wrong, is being one craft against like 20. with no no ability to flee, getting chipped down. So yeah, this has been fun. I've been Sakargo. Don't forget to press the YouTube buttons, the likes, the shares, the specifically the shares button. It's still a pretty small YouTube channel. Hoping to get to 100 subs by the end of the month. Don't know if that's even possible, but hell, I'm gonna try. So yeah, share it. Help us get to 100 subs by the end of the month. And yeah, I'll see you soon with that Mosquito rebuild and then more adventure mode. Bye!